I call the member for Kooyong.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker. I rise to join my colleagues in this place in paying respects following the passing of the Honourable William Michael Hodgman AM QC. A former Member of Parliament, both state and federal, Mr Hodgman had a distinguished career spanning a remarkable 43 years in Parliament, including 12 years in the federal Parliament, 3 of which were spent as a minister. He came from a family which is synonymous with politics in his state of Tasmania. His great-uncle, his father, his brother and his son all served in state or national parliaments. Indeed, his son Will is the current Liberal Party leader in Tasmania, and we hope soon to be Premier of that state. And his great-great-uncle, Thomas Christopher Hodgman, was elected to the House of Assembly in 1900, the last year Tasmania was a colony before Federation. Michael, who rose to be a Minister for the Capital Territory and the Minister assisting the Minister for Industry and Commerce in the Fraser government, was beyond politics a man of varied and significant talents. As the Leader of the Opposition, Tony Abbott, told the House, he at different times was a sailor, a jockey, a boxer and a barrister. But it was his passion for the Liberal Party, for constitutional monarchy and for the state of Tasmania for which he was a most loyal servant. It was those passions that drove him to his great achievements. In the words of former Prime Minister Malcolm Fraser, who knew Mr Hodgman well, he said, and I quote, "He had courage, but more than anything, he had conviction." In the words of former Liberal Premier Robin Gray, he said, every day he, Mr Hodgman, was fighting for Tasmania. He'd be knocking on the Prime Minister's door, asking for this and asking for that. Indeed, current Federal Court Judge and former Labor Minister Duncan Kerr, also a member from Tasmania, said of Michael Hodgman, "Michael Hodgman QC will be remembered with a fondness rarely felt for a political warrior. Michael was blunt, outspoken, fair, funny, and despite our 2 fiercely fought campaigns, my friend. We rarely see his kind, and I will miss him. He will be deeply mourned by Tasmanians of every political persuasion." Mr Acting Deputy Speaker, those quotes, both from Liberal and Labor, both from state and federal, speak about the achievements and the contribution and the character of a significant figure in Australian politics. Unfortunately, I never knew Michael Hodgman, but his cousin, his relative, Susie Clennet, is a good friend of mine and a very good friend of my sister. To her and to the extended Hodgman family, I say that he leaves this earth knowing that he made a significant contribution to his state and to his country, and that he leaves with many, many admirers who will forever uphold and be proud of his legacy. Thank you.
I thank the member for Kooyong.